The Snowglobe boss melting titan, thanks to Haterade, is getting the 3-minute build treatment. Bungie are desperate for glaives to become more popular, and what's a better way to make everyone use them than being insanely powerful, borderline busted with a boss melting strategy. To start with, make sure you play an ungodly amount of the Wellspring activity to mainly send yourself insane, but also in hope of finding the Holy Grail, the weapon pattern for the edge of action. Glaives are gradually becoming more meta regardless of how stupidly broken and OP this build is, as the intrinsic shield ability along with the max resilience meta will tank just about anything in endgame content. If you're crafting it for the first time, or should I say crafting it again because you deleted it the first time round, I'd look at speccing into the range stat as much as possible just to make landing shots at distance a little bit easier. However, it is the remote shield exotic trait that we're focusing on, as full glaive energy will allow you to hold to reload, granting a protective shield bubble on your next shot. The jelly top will grant you a brief void overshield, but the main part is that it will allow you to stack a shitload of stasis crystals inside it. To do this, you'll need the Behemoth, but first you'll want to make sure you've equipped your Synthoceps. You've probably already got them on because the bonk hammers are stupidly broken too this season, so there's really not much to change there, to be honest. Bionic enhancement will give you a nice damage boost to your super, making this snow globe even colder for your enemies. Now the Behemoth Glacial Quake super is where the true power of the stasis build lies, but this also comes from the combo of aspects and fragments that bind it all together. Both the Glacier Grenade and the Howl of the Storm aspect are going to allow you to create bonus stasis crystals, with then Tectonic Harvest allowing you to lean into some bonus survivability and ability regen by creating stasis shards on shattering stasis crystals. The Whisper of Chains and Rhyme will add bonus damage resistance and an overshield on top of the Void Overshield from the Glaive, which will allow you to tank the inevitable ground stomps from bosses. But the main fragment is the Whisper of Fissures, as this will increase the damage and size of the burst caused when shattering stasis crystals or frozen targets, which just causes insane damage numbers. Then chuck in the Whisper of Shards to boost your grenade ability regen. If you really want to round this out into a build, which I guess you will because you'll ultimately be waiting to use your super for the maximum effect, you'll probably want some elemental wells equipped to speed it up. Elemental armaments will create some stasis wells for you, and you can also use elemental shards to benefit from the stasis shards that you can create too. Font of Wisdom will bump up your super regen in an instant, and combined with the Harmonic Siphon to create orbs of power, you'll be ready to go to Pound Town. Font of Might can then buff any of your favourite stasis weapons, and Radiant Orbs will also make you radiant, adding a stacking 25% damage bonus on top. You can even make use of the Unstoppable Glaive mod for endgame content in this setup, really making this build feel like there's nothing it can't do. Activating the Stasis Super Ground Slam whilst inside the bubble basically means that you are keeping all of the impact and shatter damage from Stasis Crystals confined to the bubble, multiplying the damage output of them, which would usually be spread out in a wider area. This absolutely works best in a fire team, as it stun locks bosses and stops them from wandering off, even if only one of you has the glaive equipped. However, it can still definitely do bits as a solo player too. If short sharp builds are your thing, check out this next build right here.